Kelly Murtagh just really does unorthodox like no other. This is just another knack on her performance wall of just really stellar acting. Nonetheless, let's jump into the review of the new film she's starring in right now. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. Today we're going to be reviewing the film Shapeless, which is making its world premiere at Tribeca Film Festival 2021. It's under the midnight category, so you know what that means, y'all. This is my first horror film I've checked out this year. And along with the horror in this film, it's piled on with a ton of drama. But Kelly Murtagh, stellar performance. Might be one of the best performances I've seen thus far at this year's festival, because she just really knows how to connect with the viewers. And the reason why I use unorthodox, because no matter what we see her in, she can really play any character to any degree, to any personality, to any level of she can just be all over the place here. Like, no matter where the range of emotions is needed for the character, she can do it. So I've seen her being menacing, I've seen her in distress, like all sorts of things. And in this film, she wears a few of those hats. So I instantly had to start off by talking about her performance. She just killed it. But she plays this character, Ivy, who is a singer, living in New Orleans. She's doing a singer gig at night, which I think she has a beautiful voice. And she's making, money during the day at a dry cleaning place, I believe it is. But nonetheless, she's just trying to make ends meet. And, that's a difficult task for a lot of people. However, that's just the tip of the iceberg for her, because what really is going on is that she's really struggling with her appearance at home. At home is when the world really sits in for her, because although it's not verbally expressed, and it is hinted to, Ivy is dealing with a bunch of mental disorders, body dysmorphia, being bulimic and anorexic. She's dealing with all of these. So we're seeing her binge eating. We're seeing her constantly, happen to vomit, and just the mental struggle of how she sees herself. So we see her at times looking down at her, down at her appearance, or looking in the mirror at herself, and she's seeing things that's actually not there. And I gotta say too, by the imagery that we're seeing of the things that she's seeing, the people who are in the makeup and costume design and FX design made their money's worth. Oh my goodness, it is so good and so creepy. Like, this thinking about some of the visuals I saw, I was just like, what? Like, it's really so good. But at the same time too, like, this movie does highlight the harsh nature of what people who deal with these type of things deal with on a daily basis. And I think that's the really most important part of this, because it's just more than just constantly wanting to eat, or the idea of not wanting to eat. And the idea of thinking that, you're too skinny or too fat, whatever it may be. It's more than that. It is a psychological thing about how they really perceive themselves and how much control food really has on their day-to-day basis. So, when she sees herself, we're being able to see really creepy imagery of, like, again, mutations. Like, we're seeing her at times looking at her hands. It looks like her hands are like have the duck webbings together, which is like, again, the costume makeup design folks, they make their money's worth. It is really so good. And just all sorts of things that, for viewers, it could be really triggering, especially for anyone who's dealing with body dysmorphia. But, like, it's just the harsh reality of what people who have this mental illness, what they endure. So, like, we're getting to see this. For me, we're getting to take an eye into what folks who deal with on a daily basis in a way that we really don't get to see before. And, you know, again, there's a lot of stereotypes and assumptions as to what they endure. But I think this film really laid it out as to, like, how, again, how astringent this is for someone. Because while, again, she's trying to keep her life together, this disorder is completely ripping her life apart. It's really taking away her opportunities, her talents, and all sorts of things. And they do explain this. Like, if you really know anything about this, there are moments where they do explain just the constant cycle that she has to go through, the physical changes that happens to you, the injuries you sustain, all sorts of things like that. So it really does lay down all of the dangers involved here. But I will say this too, like, on the other end, the jazz performances in this are really good. I love that scene. This is one of the biggest things I've missed with the pandemic, is being able to go to jazz club. So to be able to see and experience that, and the colorful usage of colors that they use in there. That's the colorful usage, the beautiful color usage, the beautiful usage of colors inside of these club scenes were just fantastic. I was just right there with it. And again, her voice is really good, and as long as as well as some other people's performances as well. There was a lot of good musical performances in this. But overall, I thought this film told a good message. Really brought and shed light to a really important mental illness that I do not think gets enough attention. But ultimately, as a story itself, it is absolutely creepy. It definitely has you on the edge of your seat, and we just really see this character Ivy, the limit she would go to in order to sustain this lifestyle of really not being forefront about it. Like, no one knows what she's dealing with, but it's affecting everything around her: friendships, relationships, businesses, and everything. And we just see the extent of what she has to go through in order to maintain this life. But at the same time too, how all of this can claim everything that she's worked for. So it's a really good film. I enjoyed this a lot. This is Shapeless, folks. Definitely check this film out. Jump in the comments, let me know your thoughts about this film. And as always, folks, stay tuned, because we got more reviews coming very soon. Thank you for watching, folks.